Hello Tenno, welcome to yet another video. Today is the part 2 of the Superboss guide, and in this video I'm going to talk about the Captain Vor Superboss. First of all, I'm going to talk about the rewards, what you can get from the Superboss. So as I mentioned before in this series, the Superbosses are late game content purely for cosmetic challenges, and something to challenge yourself with by fighting something real hard. And if you want to get these cool profile pictures I'm displaying right now, you have to do the Captain Vor Super Boss in Steel Pad solo with Korra, Hildren, Limbo, Chroma, Atlas, or Citrine. And when you defeat the solo clear Captain War with these Warframes, these specific Warframes, you will get their profile pictures. These are called accolade profile pictures, as I mentioned in the part 1. Another thing this Super Bowl can give you is, I'm pretty sure if for the Insign Medallion challenges, one of them is beating the Yanuski's Captain War Boss, which is aka the Super Boss. Or if you defeat the Yanuski Captain War Super Boss in Steel Pad with a team, or first time solo, first time with a team, basically, in general, the first time you defeat the super boss, you will get the Yanuski Sumdali. Sumdali are things you can put on your ship. And as you can see, I showed the hands already. For Captain Warboss, you will obtain the Yanuski when you first clear him in Steel Pad and Super Boss. It's red here because I painted my ship's accents red. Sorry for that. It's usually in a golden color, as you can see in the display section. So let's get on to the builds and equipment I use for this Super Boss. So the build is very similar to the 60 Eyes guide, but with some differences. I'm using Prime Sure-Footed just in case. I don't think Captain Warboss has that much knockdowns because it's mostly a really tight space, and in the second phase of the boss, you're still in like a closed off map, but you're gonna jump a lot. And so Aero Vantage is good. Fast Deflection, Vigilante Vigor, and Arcane Aegis is good for shield gating. Even though this boss has continuous damage, you'll have to try to avoid it. Like, it's easier to avoid than 60 Eyes because 60 Eyes is damage over time stacks happen passively instead of Captain Wars, where Captain War has to hit you. So you can avoid his damage easier, so shield gating is also simpler. Rolling Guard is a good safety net. Aegis Gale is there maybe for the first stage where he spawns Eximus units. You can kill it with the Aegis Gale Augment if you build your uh, weapon, Aegis Hildren's weapon, like his Hildren's signature weapon, like the ability weapon, really good. Corrosive projection fits the polarity, that's why it's there. Exalted, I remember that. Aegis Scale, if you build Hildren's Exalted weapon really well, it can work really incredible to clear out that first phase Eximus spawning part. Adaptation is for damage resistance. Prime Redirection, you're gonna need a lot of shields. And Stretch is like a flex slot. I'm pretty sure you can change that with something better like Augur Accord, which increases your shield gain. Archon shards are not important. Archon shards are up to you. The other arcane I'm using is Arcane Arachne. I also want to mention two of the Warframes, two of the Accolade Warframes are Atlas and Chroma. You might want, if you want to try Arcane Persistence, I say go for it, but I don't know if they can tank that well with Arcane Persistence because Captain War's continuous damage is still really high, and he summons a bunch of lightnings in this boss fight, as you will see in the live gameplay. The reason I'm using Arcane Arachne is you will see in the second phase there's a bunch of walls that you can just latch onto, so getting some free damage is pretty handy. And this is going to be your Warframe build. Aero Vantage for airtime, Fast Affliction, Vigilante Vigor, and Aegis for shield gating, Prime Redirection for more shields. If you don't have Prime Redirection, you can use regular redirection. Adaptation is good, Rolling Guard is a good safety net, and you get Rolling Guard from either the Simar's shop. It's either the Simar's shop or the other guys, the arbitrations guys. I forgot their name. There's a syndicate for and they have arbitrations when you unlock the Steelpad map. Yeah, Rolling Guard is either arbitration shop or a Simar shop mod. I can't remember that well. It might be arbitration shop. And yeah, this is the build for Warframes. Now let's get on to which weapons I use against Super Boss War. Against the Super Boss Captain Vor, the best weapon I used is Burston Prime with his Incarnon with a primary accuracy build. You can also try to go with a multi-shot build like this. The Riven is a flex slot, you can change that with anything. I use primary Deadhead because in the first stage, Burston is just for the first stage. Burston Prime deals amazing damage for the first stage of the boss. That's why Primate Deadhead can stay, because he will spawn Eximus units and you can just build your stacks up from that. You can also use Primate Plated rounds if you want some extra damage for 10 seconds, but I don't know if this works with the Incarnon ammo size or it's just a regular ammo. Like, it might not give you a good buff that you wanted. You might want to try other assault rifles, maybe a Bratton Prime with Incarnon, but I think Burston Prime Incarnon is the best weapon against him, for the first stage at least. For the second stage, however, Dual Toxicist is insane. You don't use Deadhead because it's for the second stage, you instead gonna use something like Cascadia Empowered, like a direct damage without needing any conditions to kill enemies. And Ribbon is a slot. It's a free slot. You can replace that with anything. Galvanized Shot, I should level that up, but it removes it from other weapons. You might want to replace Galvanized Shot with Hornet Strike for even more damage. And like I said, with the Frenzy passive, this thing shreds the second stage of Captain War. Melee weapon is not needed. I'm going Tauron just in case because he throws grenades and you can destroy them with Slam, but it's not that necessary. You can just avoid those grenades. For Tenno School, I gotta say, you should use Vazarin with Void Sling, but since you're gonna have to be really mobile in this boss fight, I don't know if it's gonna be that reliable to save you. And one thing to note, uh, Rolling Gut is gonna be the best option when you compare to the Void Sling, because like I said, you're gonna have to be really mobile, and I think rolling gonna be easier than trying to Void Sling into your Warframe, because there will be moving platforms and such. Um, Sentinel build is the same. I don't use Sacrifice because Captain War mogs Sentinels, like they die a lot. And another important note, do not use Tauron strikes, aka the Tenno School ultimate abilities against Captain War Superboss. I used it in my first attempt while recording this video, and it bugged the Superboss, and he was taking no damage. So apparently there's a bug right now with Tauron strikes against Captain War. It just makes him immortal. Like you won't be able to deal any damage to him after you use the Tauron strike. For gear, on-call and call beacons are again useful, but as I mentioned in the first video, on console only, on-call crews are still bugged. So if you're gonna do this on console, I will suggest you to wait a bit. Alright, now, which node you're gonna have to go for the super boss? It's going to be Mercury, I believe. It's Mercury Tolstoj, I believe. Steelpad, Mercury. Yeah, it should be Tolstoj. Tolstoj is has the assassination symbol, as you can see from the crown, and there he is. Now I gotta mention, compared to 60 Eyes and the Apex tank, finding Captain War's super boss is kind of more iffy, like more tedious, because first thing you're gonna do when you load into a mission, you're gonna go to your drifter mode on your operator mode until you reach that yellow ping, as you can see. Why? Because when you're in the drifter mode, you will see these blue symbols, basically these right here. These are a pair of Orkin symbols that you will have to use on a puzzle, like a ciphering puzzle. And there will be 4 of these where you will have to find which your drifter. So yeah, until you go to that yellow ping that's like 600, 700 meters. You will have to go to each room, and then you have to go to drifting mode, scavenging around for those blue symbols. And when you find all four of them, you will it will be an easier time for you to do the puzzle. Like if you have like three of them, you can feel your way around, but having four of them is of course the best, most optimal way. So that was symbol number one. Let's see, here should be, there it is. Here's the symbols number two. Here is the number three, and they can sometimes be hidden in really annoying spots. So like I said, like check everywhere you see while you're in the drifter or operator mode. Like they can be hidden anywhere. And here's the number four. Now I collected all four pairs of the symbols, and I will just go to the yellow ping, and then I will do the organ puzzle. Alright, so basically, right before you go through the door to fight the boss himself, at the left bottom side, there will be a organ console. Like right before the store, it's glowing blue. And if you did the sacrifice quest, you will recognize this. Also, before doing the console, you might want to spawn your specter as your uncles and stuff. So what I understand from this is like whatever is at the left side has to go first or something, and sometimes you just have to do these symbols like one by one. Maybe I think the top one was first and the bottom ones was next or something, and each of them you complete, it just like goes off and they combine with each other and such. I believe this one wants me to do tornado with this. Yeah, the bottom one's first. Now I've completed the bottom one. It wants me to do the top one now, because top one is like more doable. And now you just have to complete it in like order. So basically it's from left to right. Like the most left is that heart shape, then tornado, and then the weird W looking symbol, then the cool A, and last of all that three pirate swords. And boom. Now you're ready to do the super boss. Ready your incarnates, take a deep breath, activate Arcane Arachne, and just go for it. He has a cutscene. You might want to skip it. He talks a lot. In the first stage, he will teleport a lot. He will do. Also, his first stage is gonna have two health bars. In the first stage, first health bar, he just teleports around, shoots those grenades that like electrifies you. They deal moderate damage, but since I have like shield gating and I have pillage to cleanse myself, that's already not much of a problem. And like even when I was talking, I already cleared the first HP bar, so now he spawns his lackeys, he spawns the Eximus units. You can use these Eximus units to charge your incarnants. Usually I prefer using dual tox here, but burst in itself is also a really good way to shred. Or if you don't want to use your incarnate charge and you're using Hilderin, you can just use your Age of Scale. This is where the Age of Scale shines. But since my strength is kind of low, my pillage won't strip that well. So since there's two enemies now, I'm just gonna go Bursten. One thing to note also, he does have magnetic procs, but magnetic procs doesn't do anything to Hildren. So you might just want to be careful about that with other Warframes you're using for the Accolade challenge. In the second stage of in the second health bar of his first stage, he starts to do these lightning attacks, which can magnetize you if I remember correctly, and they deal a lot of damage. And you just want to watch where you step because it does follow you 3 times before hitting you. And Captain War is also most vulnerable in that state because when he does the lightning strike, he cannot teleport. He's just standing still. So you just have to keep your eyes on him and watch out for his electric strikes. Just count to 2 or 3 for his electric strikes, and you're done. Now, before the second stage, there will be this parkour section. You won't be able to use your abilities here, and if you get hit, like I did, because I don't have much skill, I have skill issue. If you get hit, you don't fail. you don't fail the mission. You just get resetted back to the beginning. And I just realized this was really early in the morning, so I'm kind of failing these a lot. Just don't like go head first. Try not to panic and just be good at parkour. And make it maybe have a better fashion that's not covering half of your screen. This was the first electric trap. The second electric corridor has a new set of electricity like those tree ones. The slide ones are either buggy or Hildren has a big hitbox. I don't know why it's hit there. But yeah, those new electricity parts don't create that much of a problem. And now we can enter the second stage. Second stage is where dual Toxicist Incarnon and the Arcane Arachne will shine when I show you. There are these platforms around. Captain War teleports between these platforms. He does the classic electrical attack. And there are a bunch of walls here which you can use the latch onto and get benefit from your Arcane Arachne. He also summons these orbs, but I'm pretty sure it might not be easy to see because I'm shooting them on sight. You must shoot those orbs as soon as they appear. Also, I think I just lost. Yeah, I think I lost connection here. I reconnected. So basically, whenever Captain War summons those orbs, you have to shoot them on sight because I'm pretty sure they shoot homing projectiles at you. And you should also be careful with the electricity lightning strikes he does because they can magnetize you and deal a bunch of damage. And like basically watch your surroundings. The platforms will go up and down. There will be a bunch of mobility tasks because he will be keep shooting at you with his lightnings, his orbs, or his pistol. And make sure to just use a secondary weapon like dual toxicist, or maybe if there's a weapon that you know that's better than dual toxicist and at bursting him, be my guest. You can let me know in the comments down below. All right. So his second stage first health bar is down. What he does is he goes into the protective stance and he summons these two turrets. These two turrets' weak spot is in the middle, and this middle weak spot can also be used to charge your Incarnons. At his second stage, I don't think anything changes. He still does the electricity attacks, he still does the platform stuff, summons the orbs. So yeah, in the second stage, for the both health bars, just watch your surroundings. Be careful for the lightning attacks. Shoot any orbs he spawn at sight. Make sure to use your volts to your advantage to activate Arcane Arachne, and use Dual Toxicist Incarnon. I know that you have to use specific weapons for this boss fight, but it is relatively easier than the other two, in my opinion. Like, as long as you watch your surroundings and do not get hit that much, it's a really fun and pretty cool boss. Now, as I defeated it, this is where you get the profile picture and the Sumdali, and now all you have to do is extract. So that was all for the Captain War guide and Superboss Captain War guide. What you can use, what the strategies you can use. I hope you enjoyed this video. Next time I will talk about the Apex Tanks boss. And if you guys enjoy, if you guys have your own strategies, make sure to make sure to type your comment. Make sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next video.